Actor James Woods blasted California Governor Gavin Newsom and Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass for the LA fires, describing them as liberal idiots after he assumed that his house was burned down, given the fact that his cell phone was alerting him that his smoke alarms were going off in nearly all of the rooms in his house. Roll this up over at fandompulse.com. You can find the link in the description below. Encourage you to head on over, become a paid subscriber. We have all kinds of articles over on Fandom Pulse where we cover not only video games, movies, television, and obviously here we're covering a celebrity story reacting to the LA fires. So on CNN, Woods was emotional as he detailed how his neighbors' homes had gone up in fire. At one point, he shared that his 94-year-old neighbor who suffers from dementia had been left in his home, but fortunately, Woods was able to contact another neighbor. They located him inside the home, and he was evacuated an hour before his house burned down. Woods also speculated that his own house likely burned down. He said at 11:49 last night, all the smoke alarms in our house alerted our phones that our house that we had just renovated for 3 years had just finally moved into about 3 months ago. All the smoke alarms are going off. Hardly a good sign, so I'm not sure. It wouldn't make any difference because the whole street is burned down, even if you go back to your home. So this person here, Lucifer's tweets, reacted to that Woods' appearance on CNN. And he says, the irony of James Wood, known for his skepticism about climate change, losing his home to the very wildfires linked to climate change impacts in California is striking. And Woods was not having any of that. This is his response. This fire is not from climate change, you ignorant a-hole. It's because liberal idiots like you elect liberal idiots like Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass. One doesn't understand the first thing about fire management, and the other can't fill the water reservoirs. Woods also shared a headline from the New York Post that stated LA Mayor Karen Bass cut fire department funding by $17.6 million months before wildfires turned city into hellscape. Woods commented saying the most important tasks ahead is not to be bitter, but he also criticized the Los Angeles Fire Department's Kristen M. Crowley. He shared an image from the department's website that says, creating, supporting, and promoting a culture that values diversity, inclusion, and equity while striving to meet and exceed the expectations of the communities are Chief Crowley's priorities, and she is grateful for the opportunity to serve the city of Los Angeles. Woods commented saying, priorities stated in her bio below, refilling the water reserves would have been a welcome priority too, but I guess she had too much on her plate promoting diversity. While Woods blasted California petitions for their abysmal response to the fire and the seemingly lack of preparation for it, he did put it all in perspective in another post. He wrote this, we renovated a home after COVID and just finished last month. To all the lovely people offering care and love, I'll say this, there is no possession as priceless as friends and good neighbors during a tragedy. I can't believe the blessings we enjoy, and I am humbly grateful. As for Gavin Newsom's response, he seemed completely out of sorts while speaking with CNN, especially when he was asked about fire hydrants running out of water. He said, local folks are trying to figure that out. When you have a system failure, it's not dissimilar to what we've seen in other extraordinary large-scale fires, whether it be pipe, electricity, or whether it just be the complete overwhelm of the system. I mean, those hydrants are typical for 2 or 3 fires, maybe 1 fire. You have something at this scale, but again, that's going to be determined by the local. As for LA Mayor Karen Bass, she refused to answer a number of questions asked by Sky News reporter David Blevins after she returned from a trip to Ghana. Let's just take a listen to this. Absolutely crazy how she just kind of stands here stone-faced and doesn't answer any of his questions, which you would think she would want to answer to maybe provide at least some kind of information to the public, but she doesn't answer any questions at all. Let's take a listen.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position? Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster? No apology for them? Do you think you should have been visiting Ghana while this was unfolding back home?
So there you go. Obviously, there's a little bit more to that video. You can find more about it. I think they eventually move her to another area, and then he kind of follows her because they're trying to obviously get her away from this reporter here at the airport. And she didn't want to answer any questions. She was running away. She did not want to actually provide any answers whatsoever. I think that is absolutely despicable. And based on everything we're seeing, her obviously planning for this was terrible as well. The preparation, disastrous, and it sounds like she potentially crippled any kind of decent response that the city could have had. So James Woods putting them on blast. I doubt this will be the last of his comments here, blaming Gavin Newsom, Karen Bass as liberal idiots, and then obviously pointing the finger here at the fire chief as well. Her name is Kristen M. Crowley. But let me know what you guys make of what James Woods had to say here. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, and to always, always speak the truth.